She had incredibly great days in the middle of the dark days. That's why it's so confusing.
Wynonna Judd is speaking out for the first time since her mother, Naomi Judd, died by suicide in April at the age of 76. The 58-year-old country singer opened up to CBS Sunday Morning about her late mother's long battle with mental health issues, revealing in a preview for the interview, which is set to air this Sunday, the quote, challenge with mental illness.
I did not know that she was at the place she was at when she ended it, because she had had episodes before and she got better. That's the challenge with mental illness. It's really, really mysterious. And that's what I live in, is like, was there anything I should have looked for or should I have known? I didn't. That's why it's such a shock.
The preview concluded by Wynonna sharing why it's such a, quote, confusing disease.
It's such a cruel disease in that way.
It is, and people think it's a character flaw, and they don't know that it's this incredibly dark and light experience. She had incredibly great days in the middle of the dark days. That's why it's so confusing.
Last month, Naomi's autopsy report obtained by Access Hollywood indicated that she died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound in her Tennessee home. The autopsy also showed several prescription drugs in her system that are used to treat post-traumatic stress disorder and bipolar disorder. In the report, Assistant Medical Examiner Emily H. Dennison said Naomi had a past medical history of anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder, among other things. According to family, she had prior suicidal thoughts and recent life stressors. Sharing in a statement with Access Hollywood, "We have always shared openly both the joys of being family as well as its sorrows too. One part of our story is that our matriarch was dogged by an unfair foe. The toxicology and autopsy reports are as we expected. She was treated for PTSD and bipolar disorder, to which millions of Americans can relate. We continue to reel from this devastation. We appreciate respectful privacy as we, her widower, and children mourn. Please lift up in your prayers and thoughts all those who live with mental illness and their loved ones. If you or someone you know is considering suicide, please contact the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988. The Judd family also consulted Dr. Casey Arney regarding the prescriptions Naomi was taking at the time, and he provided the following statement. I am a board-certified psychiatrist in private practice in Nashville, Tennessee. I have reviewed a list of Naomi Judd's psychiatric medication at the time of her death, and it is consistent with usual and customary treatment for bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder. Judd was found unresponsive in her home by her youngest daughter, Ashley Judd, on April 30th. She was then transported to Williamson Medical Center, where she was pronounced dead around 12:30 p.m. Naomi died one day before her and her eldest daughter, Wynonna Judd, were inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, which came right after they announced they would be going on tour together again for the first time in over a decade.